to entertainment. I guess it's entertainment news.
Yeah.
Sinéad O'Connor, Irish singer, dies at age 56. I thought she was older than that.
Not that old.
She my age.
Well, she was never older than me.
I didn't know she was my age.
Oh, wow.
So when I was watching her, she was my age.
Remember Sinéad O'Connor.
Irish singer and activist Sinéad O'Connor has died at age of 56. Her family announced the news with great sadness, saying her family and friends are devastated. The cause of death has not been made public.
Wow.
Wonder why.
Yeah, what's going on with her?
How did Sinéad O'Connor pass away? She was best known for her single "Nothing Compares to You." Nothing compares. Nothing compares to you. Yeah.
And that controversial
ripping the
picture of the Pope
on Saturday Night Live.
That kind of shut her down.
When she did that derailed her whole
she ripped
her whole life.
And you know how people are with the Pope.
Now you can, but back then when she did it, you wasn't able to do that. It said her music was loved around the world and her talent was unmatched. Irish President Michael D. Higgins praised O'Connor's authenticity as well as her beautiful, unique voice. She did have a nice voice. Mm-hmm. What Ireland has lost at such a relatively young age is one of our greatest and most gifted composers, songwriters, and performers of recent decades. One who had a unique talent and extraordinary connection with her audience, all of whom held such love and warmth for her, he said. Mm-hmm. She was also the first one that I know of. It was other people shaving their head, but she was known for shaving her head. Mm-hmm. And women were like, ooh.
I know. Shaved heads back then were like shunned.
Born Sinead Marie Bernadette O'Connor.
That's a Christian Catholic name.
In Glengarry County, Dublin, in December 1966.
We have yet to go there.
The singer had a difficult childhood. So she's 56, so she would have been 57 this year if she was born in 66. Okay. As a teenager, she was placed in Dublin's training center. Once one of the notorious Magdalene laundries, originally set up to young girls. Incarcerate young girls who were deemed promiscuous. So they put her in a school to try to make her not be so promiscuous. Like probably one of those charming like type of schools. Rebellious. One nun brought her a guitar and set her up with a music teacher, which led to the launch of her music career.
That was good. I
didn't know that.
I love when people
teachers back in the day, because my teacher, I used to cut up in class all the time. So they would the other teachers would put me out in the hallway all the time. Mm-hmm. And I had one teacher who understood that.
She channeled that.
And she had me come up. She said, since she like entertaining all the time, why don't you help me teach then? Yep. And I loved it.
Yes.
Go up to the class and tell them blank, blank, blank. And I was up there.
Teacher.
They see the things in the students and they utilize it.
Yes.
Some kids like helping. So they would get you would have to stamp the chalk pads. Mm-hmm. Some kids like telling on everybody. So they would put them at you a line person. Make sure everybody's in line. Make sure so you find what the strength is.
Sometimes the sad thing about teachers is you sometimes become the parent, the social worker, the person that takes time with the kids because you're spending time where the parents are probably not even caring.
Remember when, that's interesting. She died during this pandemic. Oh, that Sinead O'Connor did? Oh, I wonder. No, she died. Well,
she died recently, just today or yesterday.
Well, here's the thing.
We don't know if it's pandemic related, COVID related.
We don't know. But here's the thing with the students too. Remember that one organization we we volunteered with, and the teachers needed supplies for the kids because they didn't have it at home. Mm-hmm. Combs, toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorant, underwear, socks, hats, coats,
common stuff,
coats.
Kids didn't
in the wintertime. Mm-hmm. In Chicago, they would come to school with no coat. Mm-hmm. And the teacher said, I need all these soap, hair
We
products.
volunteer in the community.
And they would do their hair. They would, during, class or whatever.
Boys get their hair cut from
the boys get their hair cut. You go home with a new coat. You go home with a coat, some socks, underwear.
They're neglected.
Hygiene.
That bad.
Even the high school girls, hygiene products.
If you are a teacher, truly,
so God bless you, a real teachers,
yes.
The real teachers.
And that teacher that put that guitar in her hand,
that nun. Well, those nuns. We went to Catholic school.
They didn't play at our school.
You got popped in the head with nuns. I
remember Sister Diane. That was my 6th grade teacher. I love Sister Diane. She didn't wear the habit and stuff, but she was Sister Diane.
Those nuns will hit you. But they was also like, they also found whatever was good in you too.
Yeah. They was cool.
That's probably why Sister Act went over so well with people.
I love Sister Act.
If you went to a Catholic school.
I love both Sister Acts. I love it, especially the one with the kids. Because I remember being that kid that probably was not listening and how what's her name's character, Ruby's character, challenged them. Let's do a choir and give all of y'all an opportunity to do your style of music in the choir. I love when they be creative with kids.
So it's good that nun put that guitar in her hand. It changed her life. She released her first critically acclaimed album, The Lion and the Cobra, in 1987, which entered the top 40 in the UK and the US. Her follow-up was I Do Not Want What I Haven't Got, which included Nothing Compares to You, written by Prince.
That's true. That's a Prince sound.
That's a Prince song. The song reached #1 around the world, including in the US and the UK. So that's Prince.
Yeah, so she's gone.
Yeah.
And we didn't mention that Tony Bennett had passed away a few days ago.
Yeah, Tony Bennett.
And I remember him recently with the Lady Gaga project. And that really put him on the map more so with even her followers. Because people who never probably heard of him or didn't care much, when Lady Gaga connected with him, that opened the door, floodgates to other people to go, who is this Tony Bennett? Oh, okay.
Well, with Sinead in 1992, that's when she tore up Pope John Paul II, his picture on Saturday Night Live.
Yep.
And after that, her whole career
went dumps.
She said, I'm not sorry I did it. It was brilliant. She said in an interview in 2021. She opened the doors for people to be able to do all of that stuff.
Remember what's the other country singers? The girls, they did something wrong.
Oh yeah, I know
with the
you're
Bushes,
talking about. Yeah.
The Dixie Chicks.
Yeah.
So that was like the early stage of being
people
vocal
starting to
and
be
your free speech, and I don't like.
Well, after the 70s, then it all died. It went away in the 80s, and then they start bringing it back.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it for that. Let me see what everybody says. Nothing compares to you. Sharon says that's young, 56. That was written by Prince, right? Yep. Wendy says Prince wrote that song. Yeah, we said that. Sharon says she was abused by her mother. Oh,
that's sad.
Wow.
When a parent is abusing you.
Okay, Wendy, going back to McConnelly, head injury is the 3 leading causes for dementia.
That's not good. It's time for him to sit down.
And she's saying, I guess for Sinead, parents may have been overwhelmed. Parents could be addicts or in a bad relationship. And then you said Tony Bennett. She said Tony Bennett did a lot of work for civil rights with Coretta Scott King.
He sure did. You're right. We must not forget that.
And Wendy says Sinead got blackballed. Yeah, it was after that. That was over.
That was, I was just mentioning earlier about Saturday Night Live, but if you do crazy on Saturday Night Live, which is a live show, you can be canceled.
Yep. All right. So that's it. So let's, say a prayer for Sinead O'Connor's family. Yeah. Oh, look at me like I'm going to the story on your thing.
I know.
We talked about Bronny James.
What is Elon?
Remember yesterday we talked about Bronny James,
LeBron
James' son.